Hello, everybody. It's Saturday Night Live. Hope everyone had a great Saturday, a good start to your weekend, and I will give it a few moments for people to pop in. And if you're watching on playback, howdy. Thank you for being here, stopping by, and doing all the YouTubey things. And so, much better mood tonight and better news. So I will again give it a few moments because I know there's a couple. Apparently, there's another show going on too tonight on Saturdays. There is a sleepover over at Sherry's. So hopefully, I'll get a few people popping in, like Audra. Hi, Audra. Hey, Jax. So good. I'll have a few people. I may have to change my. See, I don't want to make it too late because not everybody on the East Coast is up late. Like Tom, who says, "Hey, later, 9:30, 10 o'clock. That would be a good time." But then if I do too much earlier, then it's going to be, at another time with another a popular show. And so just have to find the mix here. Do I need that light? No, I don't even need that light on. So for people who are popping in to see, also on playback, I have better news today. Yesterday, shortly after I had to cancel the show with Kristen and Jackie, who are absolutely sweethearts. I appreciated them allowing me to bow out. Oh, thank you, Audrey. You're so sweet. Some of you may not know, but 10 minutes before our show yesterday was supposed to start, I got a text message from one of the employees over at Artemisia, who is supposed to be hosting my art show, my reception next Friday, first show since 2018. And I've been excited about it. Everyone knows I've been talking about it. And turns out their business is closing. And I was told I need to come pick up my other paintings and that they were so sorry. And of course, 10 minutes before show, I'm flipping the F out. I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? And so it wasn't until after I had ended the show. I mean, within half an hour, I was in absolute, not hysterics, but I was pretty devastated. And I was not, feeling very good. And I get a text from one of the co-owners. Hey, Tom, driving but listening. Cool. But on the bright side, Erica, one of the co-owners who really wanted me to have the show, and she wasn't even going to charge me, for it, as long as somebody could buy a drink from the juice bar. Hey, girl, hey. She says, no, she goes, you are going to have your show. It's probably only going to be one night because the doors are closed to the public now. People are coming and getting their things, but at least for one night, she says, I want you and your artwork, she said, to shine. I want you to celebrate you and your art with all of us. And so I gotta wire my 5 paintings tomorrow, and probably Monday after 2 I will go in. So I don't think there's going to be a Sacred Feminine on Monday. It depends on what time or day that Zach wants me to come in, and after 2 to help me hang the paintings. And that's so kind. It's only going to be maybe for one night, probably just one night. But yeah, Erica was willing to do that for me, so greatly appreciate it. She says we're going to be doing a phone conference call this week, and so I may know more to share with everybody, and hopefully, good news. It'd be nice because I have actually people from Natural Earth Paint who want to come and see the opening and want to bring some friends. And that company is really taking off. Everybody knows Natural Earth Paint is the one that's based here in Ashland. It's non-toxic, it's all vegan, it's cruelty-free, it's healthy paint to paint with. So, yeah, yeah. Well, Shade, the show almost didn't happen. The store is going out of business. So I drove by it today with my friend because my friend Carrie went out to an art store with me today out in Phoenix. I dropped off a flyer and, we patted around the store. I got a couple oil pastels and a small, inexpensive brush for, close little edges on my paintings. And my friend drove out with me, and yeah, it's still going to happen. So hopefully, nothing comes up where, I don't see anything now. I mean, Erica's very determined for me to have my opening that night. And she told me the employees are paid till the end of the week so that they are to be there and they're going to help me set up. So, hey, one night only might all be, and then one of the employees knows one of the managers of another art gallery here in Ashland. So he says, if you still like, I will introduce you. And I was like, yes. So who knows, maybe, Jory can invite this manager to my opening Friday. So, fingers crossed, and we'll just see how it goes. So, was going to try to include this painting here. I just finished it because paintings, I know probably in the future I'll see something and I'll change something. But this is the painting that I started with Lori at Craigie Brook Witchery for our You, Me, and Georgia, where we get together. And it's not just Georgia, but You, Me, and where we pick an artist and we talk about them. We talk about their work. We try to get, prompts and things, collaboration with folks in chat to suggest colors, to suggest words. And so, Jax, you mentioned the word bloom. And so bloom is in the title of this painting. I think it is bloom. I don't know if I added any other words, but yeah, and I posted it to Instagram along with music because I love that I can add music now to my posts. And I put to go along with the painting, I put Bette Midler's song "The Rose." So, but yeah, I don't necessarily think this painting would fit with the other color palettes, but you know what? I might just paint, the small little sides and still take it with me and see what happens. So how is everybody? Hope everyone's having. Allison saying hello to everyone. And while Allison is here, her and I will be actually back this Wednesday. I don't foresee because should be setting up my show. I'm hoping on Monday afternoon. But unless he says no, you have to do it after 2:00 on Wednesday, then we might have to. We might have to reschedule. But Allison and I will be discussing another mythical creature that she came across called the Wampus Cat. And so very interesting. And I'm going to be watching videos, probably tomorrow while I'm, doing my wiring my paintings. It'll give me something to listen to. What are the dimensions? I'm trying to remember, what do I still, all righty. Dimensiones. 24, 24 by, pretty much 24 by 30. It's off just a smidge, but yeah, 24 by 30. So, yeah. Took a while to finish that one. Of course, Georgia inspired it. And so um, Lori is thinking about maybe focusing on Beatrice Potter for our next one. So, yeah. The Wampus Cat. Yes. So that's going to be interesting. And thank you, my dear. And yeah, Allison, we got a lot of, I got a couple of, thumbs up. People really enjoyed the Island of the Dolls Wednesday. I mean, we pretty much figured out a lot of it was just all, um, you know, some of it, a lot of it was hearsay and, maybe some mental health psychosis involved, but yet, there's still an energy to that place. So, yeah, if I ever had a chance to visit, I'd be like, well, I'll just maybe stay on the boat. Y'all go on ahead over there. I'll just stand here. But yeah, they did. So looking forward to the Wampus Cut this Wednesday. I mean, I told Zach, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday after 2 o'clock would be good. So I'm going to give them a call first thing Monday morning. So, and who knows, they may even have me come in earlier, and there might be a divine feminine. I just don't know yet, but yeah, that was quite a wallop to take 10 minutes before a show. I was just emotionally and mentally not in the place to do. This is when you do not do readings, is when you are in a state of mind where, with something that emotional, there's no way that the connection would be secure enough or safe enough, in my opinion, because I, wouldn't have been able to have grounded properly and be able to focus and concentrate, and cards probably would be all over the place. But Kristen Louise and Jackie B, and I believe Jackie B is going to host the next one for full moon. So stay tuned. We'll be buck. So. Only my second cup of coffee today. I was a good girl. So yeah. So I hope everybody again is having. Oh, and so yeah. I have been wanting to pull cards, and I want to see if folks. I mean, I can do personal readings if anyone would like a card for the weekend. But I wonder if how many of you have heard of Nolan Wells and what has happened to him. He's currently making news. Nolan Wells was a young 18-year-old black male who was spending the 4th of July with some of his white buddies on a boating trip. And you're following it. And he, died under mysterious circumstances. They're trying to spin it that he said he wanted to be left behind. He told his buddies to take his phone, and it's a load of BS. And the reason why, some of the investigators aren't wanting to investigate this is because one of the boys, I believe their father is a judge. Another one or several others are politicians or whatever. So these are white, rich, privileged young men. And so the family, his mother and father, had to go and hire a private investigation of their own. They got a lawyer and they're doing an independent autopsy. And this took place, I think it was Mississippi, all right. So they're saying it was an accidental, and they just said, yeah, we left him behind. He disappeared. We didn't know. So they went on and they continued partying. And what's disgusting is that they found out that all the boys tried scrapping their phones, cleaning them. Their parents had theirs cleaned. Facebook things all cleaned off, and they even found that something had been done to Nolan's phone by these guys. And Nolan was supposed to, this was going to be his hurrah, for the summer, because he was going to be going to football camp. He was going to be, he had goals and dreams of being an NFL player. And yeah, now he's not going to be able to do that. People are protesting Mississippi. So I wanted to pull cards on that, and I don't know if I should save that for another day, another show, or even just pull a few cards tonight. And those who don't like these types of readings, you can just, you know, no harm, no foul. If you don't want to watch or listen, that's okay. Tom, I'm surprised. Well, yeah, I was gonna say, Tom, if you know you don't want to hang around, buddy, that's okay. Because I'm tempted to pull some cards. Let's see. One of the Perps' moms is a judge. Okay, so yeah, they're protecting these boys. And Allison says, "I'm so sick of this. I wish everybody would just breathe and wait. The rumor mill." Oh, well, there's also video footage of you can hear his voice saying, what the something about what the F or something, give me back my phone, what's the matter? So there's something going on. I mean, why else would they go and scrape his phone's memory? And I mean, they were saying, well, he went to go talk to a girl and then he gave us his phone. And, who goes to talk to a girl and not take their phone? I mean, it's just too suspicious. Um, let's see. I would not read on this right now online. Nope. Oh, now you stir that little rebellious, you know, little inner rebel in me, Allison. That is not him in the video. Okay, because I was watching, I think the Morning America. I thought they said something, but do it, pull them. You would be doing after anyway, so do it in front of us. Well, online. Well, maybe if I so, Allison, let's just do this. Let's just do this. Let's just say the energy around. Let's just be very general, very very let's just see here. I'm just going to ask, like, what is the root cause, or what is the energy, the root cause energy around this young man's death? No one else's death. I'm just going to look at the bottom of the deck, which is the root, and then we'll look at the top for the main energy. You're all about the facts. Okay. Wheel of Fortune. Queen of Wands. Interesting, because apparently he was going to want to talk to a girl that could possibly be represented by the Queen of Wands. But of course, everyone knows the Queen of Wands doesn't necessarily mean an actual person. So let's just look at this as an energy. So the energy is one of, there was, the queens, especially with the fire. They're very creative. They're very charming. They're very passionate, very aggressive. So this energy was very passionate. Some sort of, I'm just going with the passion. There was a lot of passion. There was a lot of fire. So to me, this could be passion fueled by possibly a temper. Let's just see what the next card would have been. The Princess of Swords. My court cards. So again, the princess would be the page. So this is analytically looking at something. Let's take in like a picture. Someone kind of. So for me, there seems to have been a possible involvement. It could very well be true, but I'm seeing the energy of, the pages, the princesses. They're young, they're more immature. I mean, we are at that age. General statement is for entertainment purposes only. Yes, of course. So for me, there's a feminine energy, whether it's an actual female. But queen's in the place of possibly power. maybe not. But again, just looking at the energy, queens are known, especially the Queen of Wands, be very fiery, passionate, creative, charismatic. The Queen of Wands was kind of like my mother. She can go into a room and talk to everybody, know everybody. Everyone kind of gravitated towards her. So this type of energy. So this was very much energy that was, and could very well maybe be a fire sign involved as well. Um, I mean, this card here is represented by two Aries. So this could possibly be Aries energy. You know, the Princess of Swords, they didn't give that any sort of zodiacal, but of course, Princess Page, that's going to be a young individual. Someone who's very analytical, wants to prove themselves, wants to learn, wants clarity. It's, that young impetus of, even with the swords, intellectual, maybe trying to prove someone right. But to me, the underlying energy I do see is the Wheel of Fortune. So, um, whatever this top energy is with these energies and or individuals possibly involved, is what kind of stirred the wheel, possibly in a negative manner. Hey, Irene. I know I won't do too much of this, but I just clear about here. I asked for a clarifier for the Wheel of Fortune. I got the Queen of Wands. So we have feminine energy. And again, doesn't mean that it's an actual female, but we are looking at a feminine energy, maybe someone in touch with their feminine side. The mothering, the nurturing, but the Queen of Swords, she's got a head in her hands. You don't mess with the Queen of Swords with that Wheel of Fortune. So again, someone who, very practical, very protective, very blunt, very straightforward, very kind of set in their ways, like my mother too. So yeah, this is interesting. I'll probably maybe pull some more after the show, maybe come up with, but yeah, I just wanted to bring his name up. And there's also another person I want to bring up. I won't pull cards on her on the live. Her name is Tonea Nicole Miller. I don't know if any of you have heard of her. Jax, you might have. She is from Flint, Michigan. She's a young black woman. Well, was 20, I think was 27 years old. Went down to Florida, I think Miami, I believe, to celebrate Juneteenth. So she was down there on the 18th celebrating, and the next morning she was found hanging from a tree as if she had been lynched. And the local authorities wanted to rule that as a suicide. I don't think so. And, again, YouTube, don't come after me. I'm not going to, I'm not monetized. I'm not going to trip around and saying, they tried putting it down that, she took her, and there was just absolutely no way, that she would do that. Something foul play has been met. I haven't had cable for years. I can't handle commercials. Well, I'm on YouTube. We don't get cable, so whenever we watch anything on, Prime that's free or Tubi or YouTube, we have to watch commercials, so we always mute them. But so yeah, those two cases are, currently, and I know that there's been some more things with Nancy Guthrie about her, about this fake fake ransom note and everything. But yeah, Allison would actually make a good detective. She's like, I'm a no reporter. Allison would make a good reporter because she's all about the facts, not the tabloid crap that goes out there. But she would be the one spearheading, like maybe NPR or the Young Turks. I haven't watched them in a while. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of the Young Turks, but they're more of the right wing, where with their news. No hearsay, positive identity, and everything. Research, this whole thing is already a circus, and now it's just a week old. So yeah, I follow people on Instagram that are from around certain areas, in or around, I think, some of those areas, or they follow the news and that's their content. So it's not looking good. I mean, it's extremely suspicious. Um, and yet, too, maybe somebody was jealous of his good fortune. But that's interesting. 3 court cards, and they were all women. Very interesting. Again, not saying it was a woman, but the feminine energy with the representation of those individual 2 swords and a fire. So, fiery, passionate temper, and then you got the 2 swords, intellectual, sometimes sharp to the point, mental. So yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait again after, because the parents of Nolan are doing having their own autopsy, because apparently, from what I understand, the authorities wanted to rule it as an accidental drowning, but then why other things just aren't adding up? They aren't, especially according to the parents. So Mr. Crump is their attorney. So hopefully, within the next week or so, there will be some more information coming through. Let's see. Oh no, I watched a video about how lynching is still real. Yep. And yeah, this girl went to celebrate, and she was on vacation. She was holiday. I guess her mother may have said, she'd been saving up, but this was a holiday, vacation to celebrate. And then the next morning they find her hanging from it. It just does not sit right. Facts are not just that immediate feeling. And Allison, I know you don't like the word energy, but that sense, that vibe, just that one there too doesn't sit right with me. That poor girl. And when I was talking to you the other day, when Allison and I finished our show, we were backstage for like 3 hours. But yeah, my sister lived briefly. Her mother and father-in-law lived in Flint, Michigan. I had spent some time there when I was a kid. Audra, I even pay for YouTube Premium because I don't do commercials. So yeah, the commercials, especially every other one commercial, is for pharmaceutical drugs. It's just, or now it's selling something, and it's AI. And the one that's driving me nuts, how many people can raise a hand? Oh my God, this one lady, she's got to be AI. Something just doesn't seem natural. But she's like, if you walk Tai Chi, she goes, you will lose. And they show these people who are, are extremely obese. She's going, well, see what happens in 4 weeks or 2 weeks, and they're showing these people just like dropping, and I'm just, everywhere I go, it's the Tai Chi, walking Tai Chi. If you do any other exercise, it's not going to help you lose the weight. And if you're women, if you're over 50 or if you're over 40 and you've got this, and I'm just like, oh my God, pass. But it just, these commercials, and when you see people's faces on these commercials, I watch for just a few seconds, because sometimes you can tell when it's not naturally lining up, where they're talking and the faces don't look. I'm just tired of people using AI to make fake people or to make themselves look not like themselves. It's just like, oh, people, I know it can be fun, but some of it's just, or for me, it's the diet. How many of you have heard, well, the real salt diet is, you don't have to use the Ozempic pen. You just add, what is it, pink Himalayan salt to gelatin or something. And I actually decided to watch one of those videos. I watched it all the way through, and it was such crap at the end. And I'm just like, I knew, because I'm tempted. If when I get my primary doctor here, I'm tempted to get onto one of those things just to drop enough where it takes the pain off, enough off the knees and the back, and where I can. But I just, nah, yeah. So it's either the Tai Chi walking that they're going after you for now, or the natural remedy for Ozempic with the pink Himalayan salt. Um, let's see, brandy is what plants crave. Brandy, it's what plants crave. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Now, are you talking about the Senior brandy? I saw something pop up on my Hannah. How are you, my dear? I heard somebody was saying that they think she may not be well. Is that what you're referring to, my dear? It's what plants crave. I'm not sure, Jex. So, anywho, I don't know what that is. Sorry. I don't know what Brando is. Um, so, yeah, lots of different things on my mind. And I needed a new purse. And so, my friend Carrie, I love her. She's one of my, I've been here for a year and we're just, didn't really get to know each other until March when Crystal and my neighbors, Kathy and I and Carrie, got together to deal with the situation across the street. And then one of our own neighbors that were doing and selling drugs out of our apartment here. And so since April, um, especially the last, couple of weeks, I've gotten close to my new friend Carrie. She's ill. She's got cancer and she's got to give herself, her chemo, and she had meningitis and other things, and so, she's in rough shape, but she's a very good friend. She lost her sister too this year. She lost her sister Lori to cancer in February, and then I lost my sister a couple months later in April. And so her sister Lori, because of her husband being quite well to do, I guess he does a lot of roofing here, especially for high end, some celebrity as well from what she said. And so you know, Lori had a lot of nice things that she would buy, and I got to see her wearing, Carrie wore her sister's one pair of shoes, Gucci, $900. I'm like, what? Your sister paid $900 for that? And I'm thinking, oh my God, all the art supplies, tarot decks, not to mention how many people you could feed or how people you can help people with their meds and all. But anyway, so she's been some of the things that she's been allowed to have from her that were her sisters, to help her with her finances. She's been, selling on eBay. And so her sister also loved the brand Coach. And I was telling Carrie the other day, I need a new purse. I have this big saddle bag with, that I just lose stuff in it now because I don't need to carry out with that all the time. And I'm grabbing my phone. And so she goes, I have a purse here. She goes, do you think this would work? And yeah, and it's a real one. She gifted me a Coach. And I know they can be quite expensive. And it's beautiful. It's black. It's like, half a circle. I love the round. It's got a nice magnetic on it. Look at that, beautiful. It's like brushed suede. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's big enough for me to fit my wallet. I might need to get a smaller wallet, but the other one's falling apart. Nice place for my keys and my phone, and that's all I need. And it's just like I have so many wonderful people in my life. We gift each other things. I had a simple multicolored tourmaline necklace that I didn't really wear, but I didn't want to give away. I didn't want to leave behind. It just felt like I needed to hold on to it. And when I had her come in last week or a couple of weeks ago to look at our crystals and stuff, and for me to share, my because she used to bead as well. So, and she talked to me because she's also Native American Indigenous. Talking about the beading work that she did and some of the things I've seen, that she's had from her relatives. And she saw the strand of tourmaline, multicolored tourmaline. She fell in love with it. And I said, fold it up, put it in her hand, yours. It was meant to go to you. So I love that when, we gift each other, and her sister bought canvas that she never used, and she gifted that to me as well. So, yeah, we buy her a special brand of of root beer that she likes. So when she's able to come down and hang out, I pull out a Coke. She pulls out her. I pull out her. Her root beer, and it's just it's nice. It's nice to have a true friend. Again, for me to be able to hang out and see on a daily basis. So let's back up. Anna's sharing about her. Let's see. It's from the movie Idiocracy. It's advertising of steroids. Yeah. Um, commercials. But I just got that Grateful Dead tarot for my birthday. Happy belated birthday, Anna. Almost a month ago. It's interesting. And I just got the music oracle a couple of days ago. You know what I want to bring back? Because I don't, yeah, I miss Ange. Remember my buddy Ange, Roots and Waves, her and I, and Karen, Care Bear. Haven't seen Karen around in a while. I miss her too. And I think sometimes Elizabeth joined us, but we would do the musical spin where Ange got the spinning wheel and put music on it. And then whatever song it landed on, we pull up the lyrics along with our cards and we would, see how we could connect the lyrics with the readings. I would love to do something similar again to that. I love my music. And people know I start singing anyways during readings. I have an 800 pair of boots. I never wear them now. Irene. Yeah. All my stuff comes from Timu. You buy from Timu? From Goodwill, Dollar Tree, or Dollar General. I got a beautiful shirt from Amazon today for my show, my reception on Friday, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. And it goes beautifully with I bought myself a pair of coffee colored bloomers. They got the little laces at the bottom. They're long. And so the shirt, only $10. It was on sale. It was like over 50% off. Had my size. I was like, yay. I nabbed it. $10, and it's absolutely beautiful. I cannot wait to wear it. Let's see. Here we go. Let me pull my laptop a little closer because let's see. StreamYard's being all funny. We used to have a Five Below. We don't have any around here. But you can find some nice art, simple art supplies, not artist really quality, but you can find some fun arts and craft supplies there. Beats the reusable shopping bag I use. Yeah. Well, a lot of people say the Simpsons has been nothing but prophetic, since their start. Especially with politics and things that are happening in the world, which I find very interesting. I don't watch them, but yeah, makes you wonder. Let's see. Love her. She's probably super busy with her twins, but I miss the charms. Oh, yeah. I do want to get a charm board. I'm starting to collect some things in and around from here. And I was looking at, what got me going into is Lori Craigie Bookridge. We did a video recently. She got a charm board that came out, and it was cute. I liked some of the charms, but I was thinking, well, what about a nice, maybe handcrafted one from Etsy? And I've started kind of taking a look at that. So I have these plain round wooden craft circles, and I also have ones that are like rectangular. They're thin slats, and I'm like, compared to some of my other certain beads and trinkets and things I have, maybe I can make something and start doing some charms. Plus, I have animal bones as well, teeth. I also have a piece of a rattlesnake's backbone. So yeah, I might throw them all in. Yeah, at one point I was in some channel that I don't think was a part of our community, and I saw her in there one night. So um, I hope she's doing okay, her and her girls. Let's see. We've got, wait a minute. We've got back, Anna, I can't read that. Okay, back to up. Okay, we've got moved back to. I tried, but I think something to do with a ceramic studio in October. So I hope you get that, my dear. I would love to have my own studio too. Um, so yeah, one thing at a time. And then Tuesday, I get to go into Medford. Yay! But Medford makes me nervous driving. But where I'm going, I know the route very well. I'm having my resume done. I have an appointment with a gentleman who's supposed to be extremely top notch. Everybody loves working with him. He does really well with helping people build up make them a nice resume. So he's going to help me create one. I'm hoping maybe he can help me with a, mission and vision statement for my nonprofit I want to do. You know, Orchid Woman. Um, Orchid Woman, and I'm thinking arts sanctuary or art studio, sometimes still playing, but it's going to be a space for women to come and create in a safe environment. And with my certification for peer support, and being, licensed to or certified here too in Oregon, I want to see if I can kind of start combining the two and maybe, finding some connections that can maybe put me together to help me with that. Um, I'm sorry, Google Speak is being stupid. Yeah. Um, yeah. I would love to have a ceramic, some sort of wheel, have someone come in and help the women create and spin and make their bowls too. There's something beautiful about crafting something appearing before your hands. I mean, one of the women at the trafficking summit, Josie Hayano, she was our guest speaker, the main guest speaker, and she was trafficked for many years. She's indigenous of Alaska, and at one point there was time in school where her art teacher knew something was not going very well with her, and something, but she didn't want to pry, and so she brought art into and taught, her how to spin on the spinning wheel with the clay. And yeah, that really touched me when she was giving her lecture at the podium. And afterwards, I told her my art teacher knew that I was going through a rough time too in my situation at home, and, knew my art was important to me. And so, how she talked about crafting these bowls with her hands, and that how that helped her survive on and off during those years. So, ceramics, bowl making, that's amazing, Anna. I love that. That would be something I would love to be able to provide to. So yeah. Oh, anyways, I don't really have anything more to touch on. I could always, if people like, I could do some readings. I haven't done some in a while, and I'm in a much better place today than I was yesterday. So we have new moon coming up on Monday or Tuesday. Um, I could do new moon readings if people like. The grounded orchard. What's that? I'm going to keep it orchid because if you look up the symbolism to orchid, it's amazing. I had the whole thing written down. I may even call it the indigo orchid. I'm not quite sure yet. But yeah, if anybody would like a new moon reading, or if you have a question, we can take a look at it. And I can pull some cards. Tonight I have with me nearby my Olivia Rose, which feels very much like, new moon energy. I was too, Jax, but I don't know. Orchids represent male genitalia, but when you read about the spiritual aspects too, and remember, Georgia O'Keeffe was very much too, and to her, that was very feminine as well. So we'll see. But I mean, I keep getting the signs everywhere. Because I hadn't thought of this idea. I had started it way back in, I think, 2015 is when I tried in New York, and it fell through. I didn't get the support on it, and I had to walk away from the particular organization. Um, and so I left that. But now that I'm here, I was thinking about again doing that, and I was researching a little bit, and I just keep um, thinking to myself, is this the way to go? And I think it was a few days. It was only a couple days when I was, starting to write stuff down, write out the names and how I wanted to do this for the women. And I'm like, Orchid, I think it needs to be Orchid. Can I do this? Will this work? Um, and I went upstairs to visit Carrie, and I'm sitting there, and she goes, "Oh, let me show you." She goes, "This was my sister's. I brought this from her home." And what was it? It was an orchid. It was a magenta purple orchid. And I went, and I almost like start crying. And she's like, "What?" And I told her, and I go, "I think your sister just gave me a sign, And she's like, "Well, that's beautiful." So again, for a while, I wasn't quite. And then recently, I can't remember what it was, but something appeared. It was during the documentary. Yeah, there was a woman in the documentary on the trafficking. This is the women who have survived, and they told their stories and showed how they were trying to help women get off the streets. And the woman who I was just like, wow, look how far she's come. This is amazing. They took a shot of her going into her office and sitting down. And ladies and Jet, I cannot lie. You can't make this up. On the woman's table, sitting right next to, and it was in direct shot of the camera, was an orchid. I'm sitting there in the thing before thinking about my orchid woman art thing. And then they pan to a scene later on where they're right on the table. She has an orchid. So you know what? Yeah, it's meant to happen. I know it is. So, hey Jan, what's going on? Yep, I'm just lying here. The joints. Yep. All right, just making sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, Anna, you don't know, but thank you. Keep bouncing back. Like bumbles, they like to bounce, and tigers, they just, exactly. Since I've been here, there was another one, but I've had at least 3 occasions where it was confirmed to me that this is what I was supposed to, and I'm not going to question it anymore. When I am going to grab, I was going to use the dark wood yesterday, but I'm going to move past because that dark wood tarot is not your regular run-of-the-mill tarot. It's quite different, so I'm going to save that for another show. Sip, sip. Gotcha, Jan. Gotcha, Jan. So, and I do have to watch because I don't have paid StreamYard anymore. I was just wasting money, and I don't like to waste money. Not when I got stuff coming up. So, alrighty. So, who am I reading for? Hey, Courtney. What's going on, girl? What's up? What's up? Yeah, I'm in a better mood. I had a beautiful day out with my friend Carrie, driving to Phoenix and going to the art store, and then coming back, and she pulled out her art supplies with me and sat with me and Shan outside, was working on my oil. I call it my oilies, my oil pastels. So let's start with Irene. Jax, you will be my caboose. Unless you're not feeling well and you feel you need to go. And then I'll bump you up. I'll smack that sassy right up there. How about that? So, ooh, okay. I think you've gotten that card before. Jeez. Okay. Hold on a second. I didn't spritz. Can I just say the stuff is the bomb? It smells so good. Ever had one of those scents you just smell and you just feel yourself just go vroom, like you're immediately grounded? So how have you been, Courtney? Courtney, I got to have you on. Things are a little hectic right now with my upcoming reception, which was a hell of a story. I'll share again for another day, but I need to get you on. I need to get Amber to come on. I want to see if I can get Bridget to join me too. But yeah, I've met a lot of wonderful ladies, especially through Selena. Okay. That I want on my channel. Fresh new energy that's it's a non-art, y'all are non-artificial sweeteners. So, Irene, reflection. I think you've gotten this before from this deck for reading. Reflection. Reflection reveals who you are. So taking a time right now, maybe looking in the mirror, taking a look at yourself. When we look in the mirrors for reflections, kind of like, to the hermit where we go in, we introspect. But this is when we face ourselves. This is when we're able to look in that mirror and talk some, try not to talk too much smack. Gotcha, Courtney. I don't know. I've been told I'm spicy. So, Anna, no worries about that. So this reflection is looking in the mirror, really kind of like, and a lot of times it's hard for us to look in the mirror because, we, when we're told when we look in the mirror to say, acknowledging our age, acknowledging who we are, who we become. How do I put this? When we're able to look in the mirror, we're looking at a reflection. It's like what I see on the outside, do I feel on the inside? One of the most difficult mirror exercises for, I mentioned Amber's name and she popped in. Hey, Amber. Everybody, that's Amber right there. That's Psychopump of the Void. So the mirror, looking in the mirror and just really having a heart to heart, like a real face on, like, okay, we got to kind of talk, saying, whatever our ages, whatever we've been through, it's like we're facing ourselves, looking at where we've come. And what's beautiful about this one card too, with the reflection, it almost looks like it's underwater and you've got a lotus because no mud, no bloom. And so it's what is coming to the surface. What are you starting to see? So for me, it's starting to look for being able to tell ourselves that we love ourselves, that we admit that, we're strong, we've gotten this far, acknowledge any mistake. I mean, it's kind of like looking at ourselves like that. Right now, I have full length mirrors looking at myself and having to say, okay, it's having that conversation, sometimes conversations that we don't necessarily really want to have with ourselves. But we need to, especially when we really need to show ourselves some love and some self-care and maybe even to some tough love. But this is just really reflecting Writing, also reflection, writing in a journal, um, reflecting on what's going on right now, how far you come, whatever you feel when you put that pen down to paper or paintbrush to canvas, however you want to express what your reflection is of what's going on right now. With this new moon, this is a beautiful time to do it because when we have that new moon, it's time for us to set new intentions, set new goals. Planting seeds. And when people say, well, I always say planting seeds, but really planting seeds of not positivity words for ourselves, laying seeds of, okay, moving forward, I need this to grow, maybe growing more self-esteem, growing more confident in our skills and abilities, becoming more confident in who we are, more accepting of who we are and where we are, all different things. So the new moon is a great time for that. Your underlying energy is the King of Cups. And so with this reflection, it's being able to in sit within those emotions. The kings are able to be able to empathize with others. They're kind, they're compassionate, they rule, they connect. I hate sometimes hating the word rule, but the kings, they connect with people, in their kingdom or in their circle. So this is the ability to be able to be in one's emotions, but be grounded enough to be able to be in those emotions where we can express those. And I'm looking at that. This is maybe for ourselves, getting down and being grounded and being able to express our love and kindness and compassion for ourselves. And sometimes we have to do that for others too. The cup is being held out. And so for me, with this reflection, revealing who you are, I'm feeling more of this is you focusing on yourself and what kindness and compassion that you can show and give to yourself. Your top card is the Six of Pentacles. And so that again, maybe the emotional, seeing how much of you that you give yourself to others, but is it being returned? So maybe giving yourself just as much of the self-care, this again with the cups, the self-care, the empathy, the kindness, the compassion for oneself, for yourself. You give that to others, you're willing to share that with others, but making sure that you're willing to accept that from others and also from yourself. So that's what I have for you, Irene, for the new moon. And I absolutely love the new moon. It's my favorite phase. I mean, the full moon is gorgeous, but I feel my strongest. Let's see. Anna said really quick, let me catch up. Well, the three of us are kind of constantly talking on Messenger thing. Saying, and I share your life. Okay. Maybe that might have been for somebody else, but want everybody on. Let's see. I'm going outside to partake for a second. I'm going to behave myself. Venus and Roxy. Hi, baby. Mwah. I always got to get all giddy over especially when they're pitty. I love the pitties. A lot of the unhoused here have pitties. And I feel so bad for these animals. It's so hot out, and they're walking them up and down the street, and those poor babies' feet. Oh, anyway, I love my pitties. And my next door neighbor, Mila, she's a hard one to win over. But I did get her a chicken heart last week, and she was very happy with that. So I may have to. Hey, Beth. So for people who came in that saw briefly, I took the video down because, circumstances changed. But for anybody who saw the video yesterday, why I couldn't do the show, even though Artemisia is going out of business, they closed their stores as of Friday. One of the co-owners is still going to let me have my reception on Friday. She's going to have me hang up my work for one night for people to come and celebrate with me. And I'm hoping to maybe have a sale or two. That would be wonderful. But yeah, so it won't be up for a certain period of time, but at least it will be nice. Yes. Oh, you have a little Oh, I love the pitties. So everyone is saying, oh, your pitty's name is Floki? Not Loki, but Floki. Oh, that's cute. Hey, Beth. Whoop. Nope, I don't want to delete your comment. I just want a star. Oh, no, why isn't it? Oh, I'm glad I'm not paying for StreamYard anymore because they're really starting to. But I don't like the restream, I don't think. Yeah, a lot of people walk with their animals in the heat. She's my baby. Yes, they are. There are babies. And alrighty, got you, Venus. My dog's name is. Oh, your dog's name is Loki. She's a Shiba Inu. Oh my God, they're adorable. They're like little foxes. But if you get a Shiba Inu, you really need to train them because they are barkers. Yeah, but Shan had a pit boxer chow mix when he was in his early 30s. I think it was his 30s. And his name was Loki. And I saw the pictures. He was so cute. And of course, we love Mr. Murder Mittens. They are extremely sharp, and that's why you need to keep them occupied. Because when I worked at the animal shelter, we actually got a purebred Shiba Inu in that was dropped off because the dog kept barking and the people didn't have time to train her for someone to stay home and people were complaining. So when we really had to vet people that they would be able to understand what it was going to take to have a Shiba Inu. Um, oh my goodness. Okay, so let me get started here because I've got some more readings to do. So Anna is up next. Okay. If anybody's on Instagram, have any of you heard of a channel she goes by? She goes, "Hello, darlings. This is your cult mother." Absolutely. I just love her channel. She is so cool. She pulls cards for the day. Every now and then she'll pull a card. And she'll shuffle, she'll stop, and then flip the card. I absolutely love it. Okay, well, we have an extra card there. So, okay. So we got a flyer. So let me go back to live. Sounds like the channel. So Beth follows her. Yep. Lexi! What's up, Miss Nefarious Aquarius? What's going on with you this weekend? Alrighty, talking about tarantulas. My friend Carrie Wood does not like spiders. She's like, ugh. So, alrighty, where are we again here? So this is for a lady, blind wolf. So Anna, you have the card Gossip. Words spread fast. So this new moon energy or current message you need to hear. So this situation, I'm looking at your other cards. I can see why this flew out. We got the Hangman. So right now there is this sense of suspension, and maybe try to figure out, okay, how do I look at this situation, maybe from a different perspective. And I love in this card, she's kind of got her eyes closed. She's allowing just to be in the moment, being in that inverted space where, okay, how can I, not as like like some cards, they look like it's a sacrifice, you're making a sacrifice, but here it's about just closing your eyes, being in the present, trying to feel and look at things and how to maybe react or to deal maybe from a different perspective, or trying to see the situation for what it is for a different from a different perspective. Your underlying energy is the Two of Cups, so this has to do with a very close relationship, a very loving relationship. This may be one individual perchance, or this might be a group. But with the Gossip, it feels like this might be multiple people, like people love, to gossip, yeah, especially the really nasty stuff. Word spreads fast. So you got the bird, the Twitter, the chatter. People are talking. I don't know, people are talking, getting into your business, because it feels like that there is. And we have that Two of Cups about a personal relationship of yours. And the top energy right now is what, is tangible, is what you're feeling right now, is the Five of Cups. So there is a sadness, there's grief, there's a loss, with some sort of personal relationship that you're currently going through. And I think what the Hangman and the gossip card is saying is, avoid the gossip, because with all the twittering, all the chattering that's going on, with everyone talking, it's better to be able to shut that out, close one's eyes, get in a position where you can look at things differently, get a different perspective. Um, yeah, being in the moment, being away from just whether having to block text, not answering text, not paying attention, but just avoiding the gossip, ignoring the gossip when possible, because whatever this is, it's very heavy, it's sad, it's bringing you down. Um, and just kind of looking at the situation from a different perspective, how to move forward, trying to move forward through this situation, this relationship, whatever is going on, because you really don't need that. So with this new moon, maybe pulling things within, shutting off, access communication with people that are talking just to spill tea on you, to just make you feel like crap, to spread rumors, whatever it is. This new moon shut things off, especially now we're in Mercury retrograde still. And so already communication is going to be, you know, um, like Allison said in the beginning with this missing boy that I brought up earlier. Right now, there's just a lot of chatter. There's a lot of not real information, fact going around. So during this time, cutting off all that outside communication and just working on whatever this emotional sadness and heaviness through this relationship that you're going through, and hopefully taking the time out to be able to just suspend what everybody else is saying and just be in the moment and get a perspective on how to move forward. And so that's what I have for you, Annie. I hope that helps, sweetheart. Because nobody likes gossip. I've been exposed to it for a lot, and I just absolutely hate it. So talking about Kitty's cult mother. So let me just, because I don't watch the chat, so I don't get distracted. So everyone's saying hi, scorpions. Yeah, we have black widows here. We got to be careful of. Well, shit, if that ain't the truth, Anna. Oh, okay. Laughing my ass off. Holy shit. Yeah, I do collective readings for witches on the weekends. Okay, and Janice sharing a story. I have to keep scrolling so I can get to everybody. Catching up with Chan. Yeah, I had an uncle, aunt and uncle both passed away, so there might be okay. So maybe gossip, family talk, that kind of, yeah. Alrighty. So, but our big move got suspended and we're waiting for some stuff. So yeah. So suspension, hanging in, waiting there. Okay. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. Alrighty, let's see. Okay. Why did that get started? Okay, so we have Jan, and then we have Beth, and then we have Venus. Every time I say that, all I can hear is, I'm your Venus, I'm your fire. What's your desire? Okay, so Jan. We all unfollowed and unfriended and okay. Especially, with this new moon, just time to kind of go within, heal, grieve, do what you got to do, and just plant new seeds, new energy, have new people come into your life, people that, bring people that love and support you. And that, and just, believing in yourself too. Ooh, I love the artwork on these cards. I am so happy that I got this deck. I almost bought a new one yesterday. There's a deck at Shopping Cart, one of our granola grocery stores. They sell tarot and oracle decks there. And there's one that's with artwork based on nature from paintings and stuff. Paintings by Aboriginal women in Australia. And I was eyeing that yesterday. Yeah, was it yesterday or the day before when I was out shopping? I'm like, do I really need another deck? Because I want to get my Lunasa deck for from Seasons of the Witch for next month. So I don't know. I keep thinking about that deck. I think it's calling to me. So Jan, time to start cleansing your space, girl. This new moon, perfect for that. Start planning for the cleanse, and as the full moon gets bigger and bigger, just keep, and let it just build up and maybe do a final boom, whatever that you need to do. Especially, and I'm going to advertise for Miss Tarot D, the stuff. Start spritzing this little shit around. Oh, yeah. That's potent. That's got bite. I love that Florida water. All righty. So you got the cleanse card. You got the broom. I love this card. Look at that broom. It is so adorable. So it says clear space for positive energy. So this new moon, let's get to that. Girl, you are the Queen of Wands. And I've recently had someone share with me that they see the Queen of Wands as the witch. And that was Allison that shared that insight with me. And you know what? I love that because the Queen of Wands, there's her wands. She's creative. She's motivated. That's her energy. She knows how to direct it. She knows how to manipulate it. So right now, this is that root energy right now, wanting to whip out that wand and start burning shit, burning bridges. Even with this new moon, I'm getting writing stuff down, people no longer you want in your life, letting go of traumas, past hurts, whatever you want to release in your life, and lighting that up and letting it burn in a cauldron or in a safe space, and just let it burn. Top card here, the Wheel of Fortune. So with this reading here, it feels like, the wheels are starting to turn in your favor. We might have been coming from one that was, kind of, spinning you the other way, but let's think of clockwise now. Let's move forward, forward motion and cleansing. You're a witch. You understand this. When we cleanse, we do circle, when we build, we do the clockwise to bring that energy. And I think when we start to clear space, doing the opposite, just getting all that negative shit out, with new moon, lighting those black candles, whatever it is, letting that absorb that negativity and just start directing that energy. And yeah, it looks like you're already in the process of doing that. But yeah, whipping out that wand this new moon and start, casting those circles, cleansing those spaces up and getting those fortunes going in your favor. So I love those cards, Jan. Awesome. And let me see. I've always resonated with the Queen of Wands, witchy woo-woo. I never thought of that until Allison and I were talking. I don't know if it was live or backstage. And she goes, you know who the Queen of Wands is? Or, I'm like, what do you mean? And she goes, I really see that as a witch. There she is with it. And I was like, I never thought of that. And no black kitty in this one here, but yeah, I can totally see that. Let's see, Courtney, Amber, and I are all really good friends. Oh, that's awesome. Maybe we can have like don't get this wrong, ladies, but maybe we can have a foursome one evening. I'll make sure that I have enough space left time-wise on my StreamYard now, and we can set up a night. We can be on for a couple of hours and have a panel chat and talk whatever and maybe pull some cards. Yep. Whip it out. This deck here, the Folia, I mean, I love it. And I have her talisman. To me, they're two totally different decks, but they're both really, really good decks. Sometimes I pull out the talisman too for new moon readings, but because of these being circle and with the black backgrounds, it just feels really new moony to me. Let's see. Woo, maybe if my toddler isn't too feral. So yeah, I think that would be fun. I made a video about making Florida water and I make soap out of it. Very nice. Yeah, pretty. I know, Allison, you're kind of like, oh, I like that deck, but she's like, I don't think I need another deck, but it's so pretty. Let's see. 4 can be better than 3 or 1. Oh, we can have a total blast with that. Alrighty, let me make sure I'm okay. So Beth, I hope Beth, you're still here with me. I have Venus, and I don't know why. I know Courtney, I think you asked for one because two of my stars I think disappeared. I have Jax, I have Beth, who's right now. I have Venus, but I believe Courtney and I think Amber asked for one too. But let me know. So Beth, you are here. Asparagus rising. We all love autocorrect, don't we, Tom? I don't know if Tom's still listening, but yeah, we all love how autocorrect can be. So one night, someone went to go say Aspasia, and they put it autocorrect in chat. We're like, who's asparagus? So yeah, autocorrect can be fun. All righty. Oh, I'm not going to pass on you, Jax. I have time. So let me just start Amber. All righty. So, Beth. Beth has been, oh, 2 cards came flying out. Oh, so this one extra one has already been out tonight, and I think this is a good collective. So it's going to be a message for the collective. I mean, autocorrect is, yeah, sometimes I'll say something very clearly. I'll send to like Allison, or I'll send it to Tom, and I'll look back and go, wait, what? Allison will be like, what does this mean? And I'm like, oops. Woo. Beth. Okay, so your first folia, which is also going to be for you for Beth, but as a collective as well, we got the reflection card. So maybe too with this new moon. I know typically people scry when you have the moon so you can see in the water, but maybe with the new moon, nice bowl of water, dark water, maybe a candlelight. But no, we're getting reflection again. So this is, you'll hear Mazi. So again, for a lot of us, reflections, looking at ourselves this new moon, how we see ourselves, how we perceive ourselves, us needing to be our own best friend, and to be able to stand in our power, in our sovereignty. Sometimes, again, like we said earlier, we look in the mirror, and sometimes we don't always like what we see, but yet we need to remind ourselves of how far we've come, and how resilient we are. And I'm just going to go for your first tarot card, Beth, because I got the 9 of Wands. So that self-reflection is coming from a place now where, yeah, 9 of Wands, oh, it's been a hell of a time. You're still standing. You're still holding up. The cards typically shows one who's a little battered. She doesn't show that as much in here. But no, been through a lot, still standing. And when we look at our reflections, it's time to acknowledge that for you, Beth, and for all of us too, about how far we've come. Now, the underlying energy is the devil. So we're trying to get away from stuff that's, this could be, again, reflection, looking in the mirror. What's binding us? What's controlling us? What is in our life? people, habits, things that we say ourselves, things that we eat, things we do, people that we allow to manipulate. But whatever this devil is, this is kind of like the root right now of this new moon. There's a lot of stuff that's binding us, holding us down. And by looking in that reflection, um, and acknowledging how far we have come, exhausted, being tired, it says, okay, it's time to move on. We got to make plans. We got to do something. And boom, travel, pack and go. So I don't know, maybe this new moon, I don't know if you're actually planning a trip, Beth, to go somewhere. If not, maybe this new moon energy, maybe going somewhere for a day. Maybe renting a hotel room for yourself so you can maybe go to a spa or to go and have a massage or, or just getting out somewhere where you're there alone. I mean, this could very well be with other people, but travel, get out, get re-energized. Kind of tired again from that Knight of Wands, that devil, that Haney Nania, whatever that energy is. Um, Looking in that reflection, saying, "Okay, we're taking a little trip. Just me looking at your mirror, going, me and you. Let's do this." So, and it doesn't have to be far. It could just be, maybe going to the park for the day or packing a bag and go. Maybe it's packing a lunch. Maybe just, again, finding a place in or around town or just outside where maybe a little bed and breakfast or something. I know a lot of them are expensive, especially during the summer, but I don't know. Time to pack up and go, travel, uh, get away from all this. What's ever holding you down? People, their energy. I mean, a lot of this too for us with what's going on in our country. A lot of this we just see, you know, the sickness, the darkness, the evil, the heaviness, and just what, kind of just like, I'm exhausted. I've had enough. Looking in the mirror, seeing that, it's like, okay, girl, me and you, we got to go somewhere. Maybe get a couple girlfriends with you if you don't want to go by yourself, but just gain a chance to get out and enjoy fresh air, nature, new scenery, and just, like Tay Tay, shake it off. Or Florence and the Machine, just, you know, she also tells you to shake it off. So, though I'm more into Florence and the Machine these days. Why is it I have all these people in my chat, but it tells me on my screen I have only one person watching me? That is so weird. So that's what I have for you, Beth. I want to go camp in Sedona. Oh, I would too. I miss Sedona. I miss Sedona. Here, it's not letting me. New Orleans. Oh, Kristen went to New Orleans. I don't know if I would want to stay in one of those places. That's really. That's some kind of some dark and crazy energy down there. Yes, I'm a Saggy. I love to travel. I don't get to do it. And so my friend Carrie, though, she says Shasta's only a couple hours away from here. She says it could be a day trip. She goes, I'll take you. So hopefully at some point this summer or in the fall, um, I'll get to, go to Shasta. So many ducking times, Courtney. Okay. All right. So looking for Beth. Uh, So y'all just chatting. Good. Okay. Let me just see if I can find where Beth went. Okay. I think those cards point to taking a broader look at my life, perspective, and introspection. I like to explore the small towns here in Nebraska. I'm always pleasantly surprised. So there you go. And Beth, I heard one of the channels I follow. She's hysterical. She's Omaha fat cat lady or something, and she starts her videos with sitting here getting my fat bitch on. She's hysterical, but she actually posted that there was an awful accident in Nebraska. A man who had no license, had already had a DUI, was drunk, was speeding through an intersection at 90 miles an hour, and completely cut a car in half, T-boned a car into, split it in half. Two little boys were in the back. The father was in the front. And the last I heard, one of the boys passed, and they said the father and the other son were still in critical condition. So my heart goes out to that family. A lot of people doing crazy things. You're welcome, Beth. Where are you? If you could drive to Phoenix, honey, my car. I've got, from my understand, I've got a little too much rust underneath her. Um, I can't do anything really bumpy or anything. I have to watch because they said, you know, it's the rusting is getting thin. The rest of the car is fine, but it's just places where it's rusting. I just don't trust it. But I would like to go to New Orleans. That would be fun. I would just be very, very cautious. But I've seen some really cool stores. Oh, Phoenix. No, Stan. We have a town called Phoenix. We went there today. We have Ashland, then there's Talent, and then there's Phoenix. Phoenix and Talent. Most of Phoenix had just been burned to a crisp back in the Alameda fires about 5 or 6 years ago here, and they're starting to rebuild. But we do have a town here in Oregon called Phoenix. So, yeah. No, I'm not that close. I wish because I'd be up in Flagstaff. I would never live in Phoenix. No. I drove down there once and that was it. That was insane. 4 lanes and I mean people said no. I'm a good driver, but no, I don't think I could handle that. All righty. So Venus is next on my list. And why did it start you saying thank you? That's so weird. Okay. So, all righty. Venus. It does. It does, Courtney. But that's why we got to keep shining our lights. One candle can light millions. So we just got to keep doing that. You refuse to drive in Atlanta. So I'm taking you in, you're in Georgia. The night the lights went out in Georgia. Remember that movie with Mark Hamill and Christy McNichol? No, I'm really dating myself. The night the lights went out in Georgia. Or the devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. My dad loved that song, so did I. Still do. Oh, we're hearing sirens now. Oh, goodness. Fire season. I always get nervous. Okay, so Venus. For this new moon, we may want to take time to kind of sit with ourselves. And I love how they have it's the candle, lighting a candle, and it's called Believe, your belief. And it says here, examine existing beliefs. So this new moon, taking some time for yourself, maybe lighting a candle or an artificial one. I don't know how Miss Roxy is, with wiggling tails, I have to watch. I can't have real candles too much here, except for my Morgan candle, but because of kitties and stuff. But so it's time for this new moon to start maybe exploring existing beliefs. Every now and then we kind of sit back and start thinking to ourselves, well, what do I believe about myself, my spirituality, about where my life is? Because right now you're under your root energy is the strength card. So know that you are strong. I know some people don't like the word resilient, but this card is about strength, courage, and being able to tap into that, and sometimes having to be that lion when necessary. I am woman, hear me roar. A number's too big to ignore. I mean, really, it's remembering your again, another card about our strength, our courage, thinking of Leo energy, the sun. Um, what does the lioness represent? Lions are connected to the sign of Leo. On Leos are fire signs, so they're creative, they're charismatic. Um, but right now, being just able to tap into the strength. Because right now, I'm just going to go to the top card. You got the Five of Swords. So right now, there seems to be some sort of in the middle, or dealing with some sort of battle. Um, Bullying, someone maybe trying to pick a fight, start a fight, just kind of trying to figure out, and I'm just going with what's coming to my, where do I draw the line? I need to, so I think with examining existing beliefs, this is all stemming from obvious turmoil with others. And with the swords, our thoughts as well. This could be something that we're battling with ourselves, our thoughts. What do I still believe in? With that strength card, what I'm feeling like is that this is something you can lean on. This Five of Swords may be a time when, maybe people are, putting negative thoughts or trying to say negative things, putting stuff into your head. Five of Swords can also be like a gaslighting card. Um, and so it's like standing up right now for yourself. Um, Sometimes, they say fighting at all costs. Is it really worth the victory? And it just feels like there's this situation here where you just need to kind of sit back and go, okay, what do I believe in? What do I need to do moving forward? It feels like with this Five of Swords is something that you just don't want to deal with. You don't want to be drawn into that drama. Um, and you have the strength to do that. It just feels like maybe people are trying to pull you into their drama, get you involved in other people's arguments, maybe questioning you, trying to get to you. It's just that Five of Swords, man. And it almost looks like it's a sparkle, but it also looks like a tear under her eye. So she's kind of like looking at you saying, okay, how far do we take this? Are we going to just, walk away? Where we draw the line and say, I'm not going to be bullied into this. I'm not going to be drawn into this anymore. Um, you know, and again, this could be with people, this could be with spiritual beliefs, things that you believe about yourself, but just taking the time, self care, tap into that inner strength, that courage to be able to walk away from that and just, sit and just examine what it is again. I think when we examine how we feel about ourselves, what we believe in our spirituality about ourselves, that strength helps us tap into that. So that's what I have for you, Venus. Thank you for letting me read for you, sweetheart. Thank you, everybody. Not even my cards, and feel so dang accurate. Wow. Yeah. Some reads are okay. So we're getting collective readings here. Let's see. So talking about kitties. Okay. Yes. Okay. I volunteered a pet cookie. Oh, I wish we could all get together. I was hearing it's the eye of the tiger. It's the thrill of the fight. That resonates. Okay. Thank you, Venus. I know. I mean, with everything, with the violence, the protests, people trying to get to you, what side you on, trying to force. Sometimes we just have to draw that line and say, okay, like that saying goes, not my circus, not my monkeys, not today. I have to really step back and go, okay, what is it that I believe in? What feels right to me? I have the strength. I've done this before. It's kind of like I can do it. So, alrighty. Venus and Now, where did Courtney? It keeps, okay, they're unstarring people I'm supposed to read for. So I'm going to have do Courtney, excuse me, Courtney, and then I do have Amber because I remember seeing Amber saying yes. So Courtney. I don't think I've already done you, Courtney. That sounds awful. I don't think I've already read for you, Courtney. Okay, let me just drop down there. Okay. The moon was full and I was left unsupervised. That's funny. Starts out a little slippery, but I like the sound of them shuffle and the texture. Very cool. So, ooh, this new moon. Oh, I like, yep, that makes sense. All right, girl. Okay. So, your folia is sweetness. Set clear boundaries. Oh, life is so sweet, like a strawberry, when we're able to set our boundaries. And those who, you know, are part of our tribe that belong, they will. Others, when we set those boundaries. And I love your top card, your tarot card goes right with setting boundaries. I got the Ace of Swords. So immediately I saw, yep, there's that boundary, drawing that boundary with the tip of that sword. Things are coming in with clear, loud and clear. You're getting more clarity. Thoughts are coming to you, things that you want. I think new ideas, new projects, a new venture, new way of thinking. I love that swords. Again, with communication. And two, with Mercury on retrograde, this can also be in boundaries, watching how much you communicate or watching what you communicate, especially with, how things can get misstrued and then maybe we don't have that clarity. But right now, that's not in any sort of reversal. So Ace of Swords, setting that boundary, that mental boundary too, certain things that, I'm not going to think about myself, say about myself, things that I'm not going to let people get into my head about, and just also setting maybe a spiritual boundary as well. Some people use a wand, some people use, a sword or athame to set and clear an intention in a circle. So whatever it is, this new moon bringing new insight, new clarity, setting those clear boundaries. And oh, life is so sweet. And have a strawberry. Strawberries are good. Your underlying energy, Six of Wands, my dear. So this very well may be something already in process. Usually this is, what's the root or we're not consciously aware of. But by setting these boundaries, setting clear boundaries, especially with that Ace of Swords, communicating clear boundaries, setting those clear boundaries, making sure people got it, they understand. It brings you success. It brings you victory and allows you to savor, you know, that sweetness that's you, you know. Um, yeah, it makes life so much sweeter when we, you know, don't have. There's a woman on Instagram, and she ends her videos. She goes, "Have a good day and try not to be a twat waffle." So it's basically telling people, you know what? Don't be a twat waffle. I'm going to enjoy my sweetness. This new moon, too, I'm going to spend my time together. Maybe new moon, kick back, celebrate, have some strawberries, whipped cream, strawberries, and, but whatever. But yeah, enjoying the sweetness and peace of knowing that those boundaries are set. And, and celebrate that and enjoy the success of that. So hope that resonated with you, girl. Thank you for letting me read for you. See, I'm not even sure if I know what that is. I know what a twat is. Waffle, I think I know, but she's hysterical. She finds this, she's like a musician, singer, and she starts every morning. She'll see something and she'll share these crazy stories that she sees on whatever her news feeds. And she has a cup of coffee. She stirs it, clink, clink, tosses the spoon. It's her thing. And then she goes, take your med. Have you taken your meds? Go take your meds. And then she starts her story. And then that's how she ends it. So let's see. Wow, Courtney, that's amazing advice. Holy crap. Oh, okay. Um, but yeah, that sword, I mean, set clear boundaries and that sword comes out. That's like damn straight. And sometimes those have to be with ourselves too, you know? And those are the Godzilla. Well, there is a girl in England, apparently in England or in the United Kingdom. The see you next Tuesday. I'm not, if I'm getting in trouble here in America, but that's a word that's just used. There's no like it's here. It's like and there's a girl who sings a song. Everyone knows Diana Ross's "I'm Coming Out." Well, instead of "I'm coming out," she's saying "I'm serving. See you next Tuesday." And so I guess they're owning the word, what it represents, the body. And she's out there celebrating, singing that song on the streets of London or wherever she is. So, yeah. There's this Canadian guy. I haven't seen him lately, but he calls everybody douche. Oh, you know what? I want to share somebody with you. I shared this person's account because he went live today. And when I first saw this guy, for a second, I did a double take. I thought it was Gerald. It's not. There's this guy. His energy sparkles. He's beautiful. I adore him. I'm so happy he came on my feed. But they're artificial flowers, but he makes these beautiful floral crowns. And his name is Jonathan Einbart, Einbart, something like that. And he did a live today. He loves doing these whimsical floral crowns. We're all asking him, when can we buy some? When can we buy some? And he's done these videos, and his energy is just so sparkling. It's so uplifting because after a while, you see a couple of the stuff you got to see. Because like I follow Monty Mater, I follow Christina. There's another girl named Christina I follow. It could be about heavy stuff, but when he pops on, it kind of lightens everything up. He's whimsical. That's why he loves his whimsical crowns. And he did a live today. And I sent the live to Nancy Ginger and Jonathan Daly. And Nancy pops into this guy's chat and says, "Hey, Gerald." And I typed in Nancy. Is that Gerald? This is Jonathan. She's like, "Oh my," because that's how much he looks like him. And he's more like a Santa Claus. He's got the curled beard. He's got the long. I mean, he is just beautiful. His eyes sparkle. They're not dark. They're not, it's like, ugh, some people, you look in their eyes and they look dead or they look dark or you look at him and he just sparkles. I absolutely adore. His name is Jonathan Einbart, something. But maybe if you type in like Jonathan Floral Crowns, maybe that'll be able to bring up. And some of you follow me, so I'll put one of his videos. I think I have a couple times. I've put that in my feed. I've shared it. Let's see. Perfect timing, Anna. Wait a minute. Perfect timing, Anna. Talking about swears. Okay. Sorry you had to run to the store. No worries, Anna. In Australia, they say every other word, but if you say the word and turns, really, that's interesting. How it's all different. It's common, yeah. But it's funny because now I got the song. I'm going to be hearing that song. I'm 7. I'm like, no, I'm not. I did a floral crown for Beltane. Yeah, he's done a couple of them, and they're just Green Man and Yule, and oh, he's just amazing. But it's not Gerald. He just looks like him. It's Hybert. Thank you, Jax. You rock. So yes, he's beautiful. He's light. He really is. He is love and light. You don't do Instagram? Oh well. I have horns. I need a crown. I lost my other. So everyone kept popping in. Are you going to sell them? Are you going to sell them? So I'm going to be checking his account a little bit more and seeing if maybe at some point he might list when he sells them. Alrighty, so we have Amber and then we have Jax, and then that will be all my readings for the evening. I didn't think I was going to have many people on. At one point, I was like, "Ooh, I have 10 people," but you can never trust these things on the screen that says how many people are in here. 6:30 to 7:30, almost 2 hours. Well, time flies when you're having fun. So, Amber. Yeah, but there's a girl, her name is Christina. I can't think of her last name, but I think if you put, there's Christina and there's Christine. And Christina is from the South. And so when she taught, the names that she has, that she calls, that she says about 47, it's just, I love it. But she holds no holds punch. I mean, she just wish I know Jax will probably find her. Yeah, after yesterday. So this is Christina. She's got short curly hair. She's from the South. But you know who I like? Monty Mater. She's freaking cool. She was raised in a strict nationalist Christian, and everything she's had to fight for and what she does, she's phenomenal. She's on the front lines, especially now too with another man that was shot and killed by ICE. Something's got to be done about. They tell people no, let the law, no vigilantism. But you know what? Desperate times means desperate measures, and I'm thinking that at some point people are going to start taking matters into their own hands, because I'm getting sick and tired of this shit show in this country. Okay, Amber, I am an arcanist, and yeah, I can say that word. And Heather's having trouble pronouncing words tonight. So, Amber, honey, wow. So this new moon we're experiencing here. Hold on a second. This is when Heather yaps too much and sings too much. You got the ladder, climbing the ladder of success, gradual success with thoughtful actions. So this new moon, you're experiencing some success, or you're going to be experiencing some success. It's like they says here, you've been climbing a ladder. You're having multiple successes, stepping up on each one of those runs, but you're doing it with thoughtful action. So it's acknowledging that you are kind of like the Knight of Pentacles, taking your time. You're thoughtful. You're checking things out, analytical, just being very thoughtful on every step that you take on that ladder, and it keeps leading you to success. So I love the success card. Climbing the ladder of success. Now I got this movie, The Secret of My Success. And remember that song? Oh yeah, they go dong dong cha cha, yeah. Anyway, this is where Heather's brain goes. That's why I got to do more music in my readings. Word, got my art supplies. I got some art supplies too today, girl. And going to do art in a nicer quality sketchbook for my deck. And planting fall crops. There you go. Love it. Two of Pentacles. So, underlying energy, balancing, so this makes sense. Taking time to start, balancing finances, balancing your time, your time management, um, you know, all that good stuff, working on the deck and it's a beautiful balance. I love this. It's a balancing act, but in this deck here, she's not off balance. She's just there. Her eyes are closed. She knows how to move those pentacles around. A little bit here for the deck, a little bit here for the art supplies, a little bit here for. I mean, that's it's a wonderful balancing act. Two of Pentacles to go with that success, and of course, success, Pentacles, money, finances, and I love the top card, King of Wands. So you are getting grounded. You are directing that energy. You are motivated. You are creating. I love that. And you do this too for others. You motivate, you inspire. But I love this energy that this is all for you. Being inspired, you know where you want to direct your time and energy. You're highly motivated between, I'm looking for the right word. It's not right responsibly, but okay, this is a weird word. Kinetically, I don't know where the hell that just came from, but being able to direct that energy of that wands, that creativity, that inspiration, that manifestation, along with the two of pentacles, it's kind of like a kinetic. It bounces it between. What's those sticks that sometimes people play where they're bouncing the spheres or something? It's just like, yeah, you're bouncing back and forth, money, finance, creativity. It's kind of like juggling. It's a balancing act. You know exactly where to direct your energy, your creativity, your motivation, your focus, and while being able to maintain a balance where you feel safe, secure financially, health wise as well, and just your successes, gradual success with thoughtful action. So I love this. I'm kinetic. That word does not come to me when I typically read. So when a word that comes through, I usually don't. I'll say it. And I got that aggressive, assertive side of the king too, where I will mess someone up. Well, climbing the ladder of success. Hopefully, that energy will be just so inspiring that people will just, gaze at you in awe as you're glowing with those flames of creativity and inspiration. But I gotcha. Let's see. Did I miss anything? Ooh, a black velvet cloak. That's nice. The last time I tried wearing a cloak, I was living in Flagstaff. And I was out one night and someone yelled at me across the apartment complex, "Hey, I didn't know the latest Harry Potter movie was out." Yeah, I really didn't wear that after that. Hello is the band that did that. Oh, The Clash, yeah. Rock the Casbah. You really don't like it. That's that song even today. I mean, what's going on over there? Those poor children. Anyway. Let's see. So talking about me complaining about Christian nationalism. Yep. All right. So I'm just looking to make sure I didn't miss anything from Amber. And heck yeah, it was one sport I stuck with and competed with. Loved twirling. My sister was baton. Me, the only thing that I could end up twirling was my drumsticks when I was a drummer, and even then sometimes. But yeah, my I remember my sister. Thank you. I totally forgot my sister had been. Aw, I'm going to tear up now. For some people who don't know, I lost my sister in April. She wasn't well. Um, but yeah, I lost my big sis. I accidentally peed on my cloak. I can see how that can happen if you're trying to hide, you don't go somewhere. Yeah, I get how that can happen. Hi, Maureen. How are you to this evening, my dear? Okay, it was accurate. Okay. The bowling in the back seat, generally. Oh, more. Okay. Yeah, Maureen will be my. Oh, so Maureen, let me. Jax, you'll still be the caboose. So okay, Maureen and Jax. Then I have to go. I mean, my energy's still good, but I take certain medications at a certain point in time at night, and I have my art supply still outside, and it's getting dark, and that's okay. I can work on them tomorrow. Playing around with some new oil pastels that I got. So, okay. Yeah. Um, yeah, my friend Carrie, I've been talking about, she lost her sister in February. Then I met her, really started to get to know her because she was a neighbor of mine. I'd been here a year. Got to really know her starting in March and April. And then, yeah, it's a long story with my sister. But awesome, awesome. Keep climbing that ladder to success. Also, maybe even we've seen the ladder kind of being used to as attaining higher dimensions, maybe too with your tarot deck. Um, Sometimes the ladder refers to us, reaching our dreams, maybe checking the dream state and different. So that could also, maybe resemble or represent um, that as you're creating your deck, you'll be like getting inspiration and ideas that'll be coming from different dimensions or different um, frequencies. If that makes, well, of course that makes sense. Um, but okay, so Maureen, and then Jackson, and Heather has to go. I'm kind of hungry too. I didn't make an official dinner. Probably throw a chicken patty in the air fryer. Okay, new moon. So, Maureen, where do I start with your reading? Well, let's start with your root card, something that is at the root of this new moon, this energy coming up. I got the 10 of Cups. And so there is a energy of, that's rooted in wanting this feeling, this attaining this 10 of Cups, happiness and joy with whatever, with either family, friends, within our own life, our accomplishment, our relationships. But the 10 of Cups attaining that, even though it's momentary, because sometimes, life happens, but attaining that emotional happiness. This is kind of at the root right now of the energy, what you would love to attain, what you are striving for, what you are hoping for, wishing for. Now, your Folia card goes right with your top card with the current energy. So, right now, it feels like this may seem unattainable, or this is what you're trying to attain. Because right now you got the lock card, and it says here something is hidden or locked. So for us to be able to attain maybe this 10 of Cups, something needs to be opened up, something needs to be unlocked, expressed, um, something maybe emotionally hidden, something that might have been, maybe repressed. Um, but there's something that needs to be unlocked. And I'm feeling maybe it's something within you, something that you may already know what needs to be unlocked, or you're looking for the key to unlock something within yourself. New moons, again, are a great time for, going within, doing maybe some shadow work, doing some journaling, and just maybe communicate. See, you can maybe do the automatic writing with yourself, kind of saying, okay, what is hidden, what needs to be revealed, um, something hidden or unlocked. And there's this sense of, so it's interesting because you got 2 10 cards, Maureen. You got the 10 of wands is your tangible energy right now, what's on the surface, the 10 of wands. So you have a lot on you right now, a lot of weight, a lot of burden. Some of this may be yours that you are carrying, others maybe not, but we're looking at, there is this burden, a lot that you are carrying, and this is, whatever this is what needs to be unlocked, that needs to possibly be expressed or acknowledged. It feels like there's a lot of this weight too, and with that 10 of cups, again, with the waters, there may be something with memory, something from the past, emotions, something subconscious that might be coming up, things again that you are carrying. Um, Trying to carry others while trying to carry your own, but whatever is, it's weighing you down, it's making you feel heavy, um, and whatever this is, you're in the process of unlocking it, you're retrieving it, something. Yeah, for me, I'm just going to stop there, Maureen. It just feels like there's something that you are processing right now, maybe through spiritual counseling, or just something that you can maybe sit with yourself, and your higher power and your guides, and by relieving, by maybe acknowledging and unlocking what it is that you might be holding in, or what might be coming up for you from memories or feelings, even things that are coming up. Um, that 10 of wands is acknowledging that weight being released, um, will be able to maybe help you more attain that 10 of cups, where there's more joy, there's more happiness, um, within, within your family, friends, within your life, things that make you happy, emotionally happy. So yeah, that's what I have for you, Maureen. And I know I'm very behind in chat, but again, I don't, um, right now the only thing I want to do is sleep. Recovering from a rotator cuff surgery, and I have another surgery coming up. I mean, the physical stuff would be a burden with the surgeries and all. There's something that's locked, or something that's hidden or locked, and I don't know if this might maybe pertain to health, but this may be something completely separate that, Spirit is acknowledging for this new moon. New moons are a good time to go within and do shadow work and kind of start looking at, what can we unlock, what can we express, what can we let go of, that will lend itself to us feeling more emotionally, at peace, happy, um, our bliss. So I hope you feel better. I know my sister had a rotator cuff surgery, and good things are coming. Yes, I love that. And Courtney says, I hope everyone here has a lifted weight soon. I'm sending everyone good vibes and love. That's beautiful, genuinely. A lot of people are not genuine these days. There's a lot of artificiality, even in the tarot tube community and the woo woo community. Have to go to bed. Thank you so much for this in the ring. You guys are beautiful. Have a good night, Courtney. Thank you for being here with us. Yeah, there's just so much on us right now. Sometimes it's like you get up in the morning and go, okay, what next? Right now, there is a fire going, not near us, but um, 3,000 acres already burned because of a power line or something. And people are being evacuated, land's being burned, animals are having to run, and they're having a hard time getting control of it. It's not anywhere where it could hurt us, but um, yeah, it's affecting people again. So there's a lot. Oh, you can say that again. I'm seeing a lot of inauthentic people. Avoid. Do they hammer down when you call out? Mm-hmm. Yes. I had Venus. Oh, okay. Yep, that's what I'm already having. Oh, Jan, you should have seen my mom's legs. They were awful. Yeah, it's hard. Alrighty, caboose. Sassy boo. And then I have to trolley off. Tra-la. Oh my God. Tra-la-la. La-la-la. Remember the banana splits? It's so weird how that comes up. Tra-la-la. La-la-la. Tra-la-la. La-la-la. One banana, two banana, three banana, four. Wow. How about them bananas? Alrighty. Ooh. Jax, right off the bat, I haven't pulled you tarot cards yet. Information. Pay attention to details. And I know that's you. So, this new moon coming up, especially with the Mercury retrograde. Make sure you researched your information. You've done your research. Get all your T's, T's crossed, I's dotted. Yep, we had a jumper. It was so interesting because we were just saying that. Yep. Okay, so what flew out with your tarot? Again, 10 of Wands. So for us, a lot of burdens, a lot of heaviness are on us right now when it comes to, again, our health, caring for other people, what's going on in the world. It's just that weight. It's heavy, and making sure that we're not carrying more than we need to. Drop what you can, drop what you have to. Jack's top energy card, girl, Four of Swords. Time for rest. This is what Maureen wants. She wants rest. So this top energy just really wanting to rest, respite. You're resting. You're still, that communication, as always, too, I like to think of, paying attention to dreams, where your guides communicate to you, what your higher self might communicate to you. But the need right now of wanting just rest and respite from all you've already, yeah. I think we both see where this reading's going, Jax. Now your underlying energy, your root, and this is the new moon that's coming up. You did get the moon card. So during this new moon, taking time to maybe take a step back, start maybe working on some shadow. This just becomes so cliche. Everyone, everywhere you go now, oh, here's a journal for shadow. People just don't have lost the real meaning of shadow work. They make it marketable and how fun and this and that. And, but with this new moon, really tap into that energy of this new moon, Jax. The healing, the absorbing of negative energy, the cleansing, the replanting. And it's beautiful too with the replanting because a beautiful little plant on there. Um, Planting seeds of knowledge, resting, dreaming, connecting with the moon, Four of Swords, respite, sleeping, connecting with the moon, connecting with your higher, with your intuition, your divine feminine, your psychic abilities. Let that moon energy, you know, guide you. And also too with this new moon, it may be that you may have to kind of bathe. I don't want to say we're bathed, but submerge more into, because we can't really see her. So you're going to be in the shadow, you're going to be in the dark, but in that place of darkness, healing when you can, the Four of Swords, getting that rest, um, taking a break from all those thoughts, um, you know, and if you need, if you're looking for information or answers, you know, connecting with, again, before you go to sleep, with your guides, asking to give you clarity, but just taking a break from all the communication, the sword, but again, the main card is information, the swords, paying attention to details, um, and not being afraid to look into, dark where you need to. And again, like, for all of us, letting go of those burdens that are not your own. um, Let people figure shit out for themselves. Those that need to grow up, adult, make sure that they do that as much as possible so that you don't have many as burdens on you as you already have on your own, trying to get your own health um, back together, so yeah, that's what I have you, sweetheart. I love this moon card though. She's so beautiful. It's kind of like dipping your toes you know, into our lunacy, into our visions, into our dreams. And with it being dark, just kind of submerging, going within, going into the darkness for a while, um, resting, and knowing that the information that you need will be there. And you would be more buoyant in the submersion, letting go, of those burdens. So, alrighty, my dear. Well, the main meds should be taking care of that. Hopefully, my show will be on the new moon. So, yeah, for the collective all together, yeah. So, everybody, thank you again. I's hungry, so I's gotta go eat something. And let me just take this banner off now, because if I don't forget, I'm going to go live and that's going to be going. I'm like, wait a minute, what? Oops. So let me take this down. And everybody, thank you for joining me. Thank you for the support, especially after that roller coaster last night of that information with the art show and everything. I will keep everybody up to date because things can possibly change. I mean, Erica says I can have the reception, and you never know. Somebody might say, I'm not putting that energy out there, but everything will work out as it's supposed to. Yes, for me, Maureen, the new moon energy is easier for me. I'm more calm. I'm more relaxed. I'm more in tune with myself. Full moons, they're gorgeous. They're beautiful, but sometimes they're a bit static and I feel off sometimes. So we all, connect differently to different the different phases of the moon. So, and yes, thank you everybody for hanging out with me, supporting one another. I love my chat. I love my little community here, and I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of your weekend and your evening wherever you are, or nighttime. And we will see you on the next show or stream. You're welcome, my dear. And everyone, have a good night. Thank you again. And we'll see you next time.